Hi guys, welcome back. So another deck profile from Sir Slobs. And this week we're bringing sharks to the playmat. So sharks have never really been a complete archetype in my opinion. They've kind of had drips of support over the years, but Eternity Code has changed that with a wave of support that finally makes the deck swim. And now Eternity Code is available worldwide and these sharks have a chance to swim in international waters. Let's go fishing for a shark profile. Okay, so we'll dive right into the monsters. I'm going to stop making shark and water puns now. So, starting things off, we've got 3 Buzzsaw Shark. So this is a new card out of Eternity Code, and one of quite a number of cards from Eternity Code that we're playing. So this is basically our kind of tour guide from the deck, so he can target a water monster and then special summon a water monster from the deck with the same level. He can also be used as a level 3 or a level 5 for the Xyz summon of a water type Xyz monster, which I believe is a condition, which means that it can't be negated by some of the other cards that will bring it back, which is actually really useful. He's kind of where we're going through most of our combos, and he's kind of, our main play starter. Follow things up, we've got 3 Lantern Shark. So again, he's a new one from Eternity Code. So he's kind of like a tin goldfish. So he's a special summon from the hand, and that's whenever he's normal or special summoned, which is really useful because you can go Buzzsaw Shark into Lantern Shark, special summon from hand. So he's a great extender. He can also be used for a rank 3 or a rank 5. So again, it gives you access to your rank 5 plays. So from there we're playing probably our best extender in the deck, which is 3 Xyz Remora. So this is an unusual card, so detach 2 from Xyz material, detach 2 Xyz materials from a monster you control to special summon it, and then it can special summon 2 fish from the graveyard. So if you've got Buzzsaw, Remora and an extender, you can get a lot of monsters on board. There is a search card for this which is called Generation Force, which I've toyed with playing, but I'm currently not. From there we've got our lone fire of the deck, which is Beautunaful Princess. It's got a bit of a price tag, this card at the moment, which I'm kind of surprised by, but it's just never had a reprint. So it's Lone Fire Blossom, as I've said. You banish it to special summon a level 4 or lower fish. It's the best normal summon in the deck because it means that we can choose what we need. If we just need an extender, we can go to Lantern, or we can go to Buzzsaw if we've got the pieces. So from there we're running a bunch of cards that basically do the same thing that there are extenders. So we're running 2 Silent Angler, which can be special summoned from the hand to control a water type monster, but you can't special summon from the hand for the rest of the turn. We're running 2 of the Water Tenyi Spirit. I'm not going to try and pronounce the actual name of it. Again, that can be special summoned if you don't control an effect monster. And then we're running 2 Aqua Spirit, which is banish a water from the graveyard to special summon it. I'm running 2 of each, which I think you could mix up the ratios as much as you wanted to, but basically what I've got is I want to be able to use multiples of them if I've got multiples in hand. And then finally we're running 1 Double Fin Shark. So this is, if it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 3 or 4 fish type monster from your graveyard. It has its effects negated, and you can't special summon monsters for the rest of the turn apart from water monsters. He was one of the better sharks in the past, but he's definitely waned in power, and I think, if I'm being honest, he could easily be cut. From there I'm running a couple of hand traps, so I'm running 2 Effect Veiler and 2 DD Crow. I mean, again, this can be whatever you want it to be, and again, budget depending. I've kind of gone for a more budget-esque build in this just because a lot of the other cards are not very expensive. Okay, onto the spells. So first up we're running 3 Foolish Burial Goods. So we've got 2 targets for this in the deck, both of which are new from Eternity Code. Both are really decent. Again, you could run more targets if you wanted to, but basically what Foolish Burial Goods is doing is adding consistency to our deck. From there we're running 3 Call by the Graves. So we can extend past the hand trap, but if we really want Princess or the Buzzsaw Shark to go off. So if you can prevent your opponent from stopping that, then you want to be doing that. From there we're playing 2 of the new Whitefish Salvage. So this is kind of an interesting card. So you can add back a fish type monster from your graveyard once per turn, and then if it's destroyed you can take 1 fish monster and either add it to your hand or special summon it. You could replace this with old school salvage. The problem is that Buzzsaw Shark doesn't meet the criteria for salvage, so I'm opting to run this instead. From there we're running 2 Pot of Desires as some generic draw. So even though the engine's reasonably good at pumping out XYZ monsters, it doesn't really generate a lot of advantage in terms of once you've played your first turn hand you won't be left with that many cards, so we need Pot of Desires to kind of offset that. We are running a few one-offs, but they're not kind of mission critical, so you can kind of get away with banishing them. So those specific one-offs we're talking about, so we've got Torpedo Takedown, which is a complete brick in hand. It does some burn damage, but if it's banished from the graveyard along with a water XYZ monster, you can draw 2 cards, so it's a really good recovery play. And kind of Pot of Greed-esque, if you got the right setup. From there we're playing 1 Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, which is a hilarious card, could definitely be cut, and again I think it definitely adds some expense to the deck, but because the rest of the deck's so budget, it's, worth it, I'd say. So what you can do is if you draw it, you can reveal it and then activate it in your main phase and then special summon a sea monster from 101 to 105 or something like that, on top of its normal number counterpart. So it's a fun little add on the deck, and it can be really powerful. From there we've got some generics. I'm running 1 Monster Reborn for your generic recovery / extension, 1 for 1 as your 4th copy of the Princess, and 1 Upstart Goblin as your 39 card deck to try and make your deck more consistent. Okay, so little trap section, and we're running 2 Xyz Revive Splash, which again is a new card and one of our targets for Foolish Burial Goods. It's got kind of a Call of the Haunted-esque effect, so you can target 1 rank 4 lower XYZ monster in your graveyard and special summon it. It becomes water, which is an okay effect, but the better effect is you can banish it from your graveyard to rank up water XYZ monster you control into a rank higher, so it gives us a push into our rank 5s. Alright, and so bouncing along into the extra deck, we've got 2 of the new Valiant Lancer Shark. So this detach a material from an XYZ monster you control, which doesn't have to be him, which is interesting, and destroy a monster that your opponent controls. What's interesting about it is that it's a quick effect if you control another water XYZ monster. So him combined with other cards makes him infinitely better, kind of Drident-esque. So from there we're running another rank 5, which is number C101, Sam Honor Dark. So this is the Chaos counterpart to 101 Arknight. So he's kind of got a similar attach special summon monster himself, and also if he sends to the graveyard while he has an XYZ material and 101's in the graveyard, you can special summon it back. And again, this is kind of your target for your 7th 1 spell. From there, we're running a couple of, well, quite a lot of rank 4s. So we're running 2 Bahamut Sharks. So Bahamut Shark's kind of like your go-to XYZ monster. He extends, he puts negates on boards. He basically is the kind of soul of the extra deck. And then we're running Abyss Dweller as your graveyard lockdown monster. And it also, in this instance, gives everything 500, which is quite nice. Number 37, Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark, which has got an epic name. So if he attacks, you can detach a material, if he's attacked or is attacking, you can detach 1 to reduce by 1,000 your opponent's monster. And that's all monsters they control. So he's effectively a 3/6, so he's kind of your beat stick of the rank 4s. From there we're playing 1 101 Silent Honor Arc. So he can, protect himself and steal opponents' monsters that are in attack position, so he's a problem solver. From there we're running a relatively new card, which is the full armoured Black Ray Lancer. So this can go on top of a rank 3, which means that you can, with Bahamut Shark, you can go detach, get a rank 3 out, get on full armoured on top of that, and you've got 2 rank 4s that aren't number monsters, which is relevant for later. He has also got an irrelevant spell or trap destruction effect, which is when you destroy a monster or something like that, which never comes up. And he can also detach all of the materials to protect himself from destruction. So again, he's got a reasonable amount of effects. It's just, I don't think he's that relevant. You could probably change him out. And from there, we're running a couple of non-water rank 4s, because the Buzzsaw and Lantern lock you into just XYZ summoning for the rest of the turn, but they don't lock you into water. So I'm running Zoodiac Chakanine and a Zoodiac Drident. So the idea here being, you use Buzzsaw Shark into Lantern Shark, overlay into Chakanine, use your Xyz Remora, detach 2 from Chakanine, special summon everything back, go to different water monsters, but then the Chakanine is still useful because you can put Drident on top of it, which still acts as a disruption. From there we're running our Bahamut Shark targets. So number 71, Rebarian Shark. So if this is sent to the graveyard, you get to stack your deck with the rank up card, which is the rank up 7th one, which is, you know, funny. Again, it could probably be removed if you wanted to. And then you won Toadally Awesome as your effect negation. And from there we're running a couple of our kind of power cards. So we're running a Megaclops and an F-Zero Utopic Future. So Utopic Future can be got out just from Bahamut Shark, and Megaclops requires a little bit more in terms of you'll need to have another XYZ monster before you can use Bahamut Shark's effect. Both of these, you know, are difficult for your opponent to get round and can help you seal out the game. So in conclusion, I've looked at sharks in the past and kind of discarded them due to their lack of real game or focused game plan. But it's really come together with Eternity Code. The deck is, as I've said, reasonably budget, and the price that I've kind of got based on TCG Player is around $150. But this definitely could be reduced because I've got kind of non-essential, you know, increased power ceiling cards like C101 and Megaclops. It's got a decent power level, but it's not really going to do more than topper locals, in my opinion. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 slugs for meta relevance. I've changed the order of this, but whatever. It's only a matter from the last video. And the deck is reasonably fun as the final criteria, but what I'd say is that it's not like you're going to find new lines that often. Once you've done the line a couple of times, you know, your plays are quite linear, so once you've played it for a few games, you'll know everything about your deck. So my criteria for fun is, you know, I like to be able to experiment and figure out different lines and the optimum plays, and I think sharks kind of present themselves very upfront. So it's probably a reasonably decent deck for a new player, really. So yeah, have I fished up a good profile? Let me know, and let me know your profiles if you've got any. Hope to see you again. Thanks for watching.